Hey, this is Matt White with Superhero Messaging Marketing and Sales. I am doing another free website review audit, and today is for Norman Construction out of Spokane, Washington. Dan made the request, and hopefully, this is a beneficial review, and both for Norman Construction, but also if you are watching this and you're not Norman Construction, and just kind of see some feedback that I give as I do a review like this. If you've watched any of these before, you know that I start with there's three main questions. When somebody comes to visit your site, there's three main questions that a visitor is asking. Number one is, what do you do? So you want to be very clear as to what you do. Number two is, how is it going to help me? How am I going to benefit from it? And number three is, how do I get it? What's the next step that I take? That kind of a thing. So you got three questions. What do you do? How is it going to help me? And how can I get it? And so as I start the review process of this website, those are the three things that I am going to ask. Number one, what do you do? This site does a good job. I'll just make a little side note that I am on an iPad, and so you'll see kind of the mobile version, which is actually a good thing. And I do this intentionally because it helps to show what people are seeing from a mobile perspective, and to make sure that it's addressing responsive needs like it should be. So I'm on the home page, and this is normanconstruction.com. First question I have is, what do you do? And it says, thinking of remodeling your home. How can we help? So the answer obviously is they are home remodelers. So this is a good thing. The second question is, how is it going to help me? It takes a few minutes or a few seconds to be able to get to that question, though. This is something, the big kind of, I would say, negative right off the bat that I would give here is you jump right into a whole bunch of text way too fast, right? So this is a really nice, pretty picture. I might suggest rolling some different images so that you can show more than just the one. But it grabs your attention and it tells me that you're a remodeler. And then as I get into here, I'm not going to read all this. Nobody's going to read all this. So either pull out some points that are here. I haven't read through everything that's here to even see if it's valuable information. But what I do like is, as we get down, again, I'll come back to this. This I love. Couple things. Fall in love with your home again is a great point to be able to, when you talk about what's the benefit to me, the benefit is I want to fall in love with my home again. So that I love. In my opinion, I would take that line and I would move it all the way up to the top. Either here, thinking of remodeling home, we can help, and then have a big line that says fall in love with your home again, or maybe above that, fall in love with your home again, across the top and in the middle, and then that says thinking of remodeling your home, we can help. What I also love down here is some of these questions that you ask. Frustrated with your kitchen layout? Is it time to make over your bathroom? These are questions that get to the heart of what I'm dealing with. So again, when we talk about that question of what is this going to benefit me, those are the types of questions that are gonna help. But when you say you're frustrated with your kitchen layout, you need to jump right in without me having to read a whole bunch of stuff. And again, you may think it's not a lot of stuff, but to an average reader, it is a lot of stuff. You want to simplify it, particularly on the home page. You can get into details once you dig into the inside pages, but you really want to simplify it on the home page. Frustrated with your kitchen layout? And then instead of saying learn more, give a more punching call to action. Get out of that terrible kitchen layout now. Request a quote, something like that. Get punchy on that, not pushy, punchy on that call to action so that they know exactly what to do. Same thing here. Is it time to make over your bathroom? What I say, learn more is kind of a, hey, do you maybe want to buy my stuff? If you do, maybe click here. So what I want you to do is be confident and say, we can redo your bathroom like you want it. We can give you the bathroom you always wanted. We can help you love your home again, that kind of thing. So harder hitting on the calls to action, and focus on some of these questions. These are great. I would push these up above this. Certainly this may be a good down at the bottom, It probably has some, I do see, remodeling your kitchen, and if there's some SEO terminology that's in here, I see the value of that, but I would push it all the way to the bottom, like the very last thing on the page. This stuff would be just above that, but then this piece of fall in love with your home and these questions that are kind of hitting to the point of what it is, those should be the top. So I would even say, hey, like if you take this snapshot right here, but instead of this blue background, you've got that big image to start with, and it says fall in love with your home again, and then it says thinking of remodeling your home, we can help. And then it goes into, are you frustrated with the kitchen layout? Is it time to make over your bathroom? And then I would bump into here where, okay, here's the services that we offer. But I wouldn't offer it as, or present it as services necessarily. What I would suggest in something like this is to hit again on those, either the pain points or on the benefit points. So if you would say, instead of bathroom remodeling, it would say, get the bathroom of your dreams. And then it's a clickable button. And the kitchen would say, get rid of that nasty kitchen layout, or get rid of that kitchen layout that you hate, or whatever. And then click on that. And then same thing with the basement. So instead of just saying flat out, hey, basement remodeling or bathroom remodeling, get to the emotions. People, especially in your world, people are emotional about what they're trying to do, and they want to fix their house or redo their house in such a way that gives them a feeling of positivity and pride and feeling comfortable and all those kind of things. So address those points for sure. The last question of how you can get it, there's a little bit here, right? So there's learn more, there's view services, there's let's get started today, there's a couple of the learn mores, read some reviews. This one right here, this says let's start a new project together. And again, I look at Spokane Remodeling Contractor, and obviously you're doing a good job on the SEO. Conversion wise, what I would suggest, I see in the top right hand corner, at least on the mobile version, you've got this little phone icon, and I assume maybe on the desktop version, maybe there's an actual phone number along with some of the navigation or something like that. But this should be a very prominent piece, and it should be very specific. So instead of let's start a new project together with that, which I understand you're trying to make this a personal type of a thing, but it's like, what exactly are they going to do? What is the specific step that they're going to take in order for this to get going, right? Whenever they're ready, how are they going to do it? Are they going to request a quote? Are they going to fill out a form to get the process started? Is there a step-by-step? And I'm going to get to that in a minute. Something that is very prominent, and then I want you to put that in two places. I want you to put it in the very top right-hand corner of every single page, and I want you to put it right smack in the middle of your homepage. I'm going to open up a new one real quick and just show you a example. This is my site, and just as an example, for me, if you had to guess, what is my call to action, right? Schedule a discovery call. Schedule the discovery call right in the middle, schedule the discovery call right in the top right-hand corner. And then as I go through, again, a little creative with the get out of the phone booth idea, because if you read through the text, it's there. But then I've got a call to action about audit my website, which is what we're doing right here. And I call out a few things to make it go. But again, schedule a discovery call. So, and then as I go through, and I'm going to click on another inside page, again, consistent placement, right? Top right-hand corner, schedule a discovery call. Right in the middle or a big part of the image, schedule a discovery call. And that's what we want to try to do, is to make that consistent. So, call to action buttons consistent. Get a little more clear in your top navigation. Give it a big button so that what is that action that they want to take, and where are they going to go from there. And then I gave you some kind of ideas around what to do with the homepage there. I'm going to take this to an inside page, and this is one thing that is what I noticed as I was going through each of your inside pages is this big giant image, and it's really nice and pretty whenever you have images that you're trying to present. Obviously, in your business, this is what you want to show. But I have to scroll in order to get to anything. So again, if you look back at my website again, you'd see that inside this top image, you use the ability to use the imagery, but then include a headline in there or a call to action button or something like that to play along with the image as well. This is fantastic, and this is what I was going to mention before. I would put this in a shortened version or a more simplified version. I would put this up on the front page to show this is the steps of our process. So when you're ready to get started, here's how we work. This is how it goes. Because what people are going to do, and in your world in particular, they're going to come to the site. They're going to want to look at some pictures of some things you've done. They want to see some of the testimonials, which we saw on the homepage. But they want to feel good about who you are and what you do and what kind of business you do. They also want to be comfortable with the way that you do things. And so the fact that you've got this step-by-step process is really good. I would just, like I said, I would simplify it, give it a name, call it the Norman Construction How We Do Business process or something much more creative than that. But give it a name and make it such that somebody can just look at it in a real quick way and say, oh, look, this is so easy. It's going to do this and this and this and this, and then it's all done and everything's great, and I walk out and I feel really good about it. So those are kind of the main pieces. And as you go through, a lot of the stuff is similar. This is, again, the same issue with the big image here is that this big giant image on the page, I have to scroll to know where I'm at or what I'm looking at. You can see here just the spacing. I'm on like I said, I'm on an iPad and I'm in horizontal format. So I did look at it on a phone size, and these do get smaller and the spacing is better. But again, I would just kind of play around with the layout on your mobile. And I was going to look at something else too. Great picture, love telling the story. This is always good to put some background and personal touch to it. And this is good too. What I would do is throughout this story is not only talk about the history and where it's been and where it came from and things like that, but how does this affect me as a potential buyer or potential customer of yours? What is the benefit of the fact that this was started in 1974? What is the benefit, the thing that's going to make me feel good about the fact that you've been in Spokane since 1961? All those things that kind of give you that feel good, which is, you've got a lot of that here with the story behind what's going on, but it's a whole lot about you. That's the big problem with most companies in general. I'm going to go back to the homepage. Most companies, and you've done a good job in the homepage in particular of not making it about you. And the fact that history page is on a separate page, that's great, because a lot of people go right into it. But the history piece or the idea of focusing on the customer and solving their problems and addressing their frustrations. And again, that's why I love what you had here with, are you frustrated with this? Are you disappointed with that? Are you worried about this? All those things are emotional type statements that really do get the attention of somebody as they're coming on your website. And then you want to give them that action, the ability to take a step, really easy, really clear. And if they take that step, what's the process going to look like? Which you've done a good job. I think it's just kind of pulling that in a stronger way, either up onto the home page or even maybe up into the top navigation. That's an our process kind of a thing. Which you have here, and I'm assuming, like I said, on the desktop version, I assume some of these things are across the top navigation there. The fact that you've got a blog is great. The only downside is that I don't know what the bent nail is. I clicked on that before I jumped on this review, and I assumed, but I wasn't quite sure. I happen to be in a place where we have a restaurant called the Bent Nail. So it can be confusing. So if you don't say the Bent Nail, our remodeling construction blog or something like that, then people aren't going to know exactly what to do and why to click that button. These are good. I would continue to add continue to add, continue to add. The more content optimized, obviously, which is what you've done here, I can see that. The more optimized and the more content you can add on a regular basis, that'll be great for search engines. It'll be great for giving people a reason to come back because there's something valuable there. And also, this is stuff that you should be sharing on your social media if you're not doing that already. But I see here that you've only got 6 or so blogs. This may be something new that you've started. And if that's the case, then I understand it takes time to get things going. But I would, again, constantly add to this page from the content perspective. And then I would link to it from all of your other pages. Every other page should have access to be able to get over to this page so that people can see that there's valuable information that you're trying to offer them. So those are my main points, and I think design-wise, it does look nice. It's clean. Like a suggestion I said earlier was to maybe rotate some other images here to kind of show some variety of what you do in your work. But I would say I'm going to give it a B, maybe a B minus. I think there's some good things that are here, but there's some little things that you could do to take it right up to the notch to be able to make it an A or an A plus. And those suggestions I've given you here, I think will take you there. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. You can go to youarethesuperhero.com. You can certainly take a look there, schedule a call if you want to get in touch with me and discuss things more. And if you're watching this and you're not in Norman Construction, then you can request a free website audit on that homepage as well. So I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out, and hopefully this was valuable to you.